You know, I really don't know why I decide to do these things to myself, but it's for you guys, right? It's for the content. But I'm going to show you my whole entire physical TBR and it's going to kill me. So, if you didn't know, I own a lot of books. We never get this angle because I'm always in the corner or closer. So, I have 5 shelves here and I have 2 more in the other room. My contemporaries are in the other room. This is fantasy. So if you ever look at this and be like, oh my god, she only has fantasy books in the background, that's why. My contemporaries have their own space in my little study nook that you have seen in vlogs and stuff. I have over 500 books on my physical TBR, and that is way more books than what I will probably read in my lifetime, and I just own so many. From my early booktube days, from my teen years, I have a lot of YA that I just haven't had the heart to get rid of, and I probably should, but I have so many books and I'm so overwhelmed that I'm just not reading anything. But I also have no space. Like, I mean, I also have a puppy. Oh, you can see just her face. She's just here. I have on the bottoms double stacked pretty much on most of these shelves, so there's just not much room. And then there's the odd book just lying on top of things. Like, the space is a problem. Like, I just like books to just be along the line, look pretty, look great, and it's just not happening. But the other thing is I am desperately in need of a clean, because if you saw my embossing video, that is the last time I cleaned my shelves, and like, you know, I'm embarrassed about it, but we're going to talk about it because it's just overwhelming because I have so many freaking trinkets. I have so much crap everywhere, and I like my trinkets, but I also feel like I need to take some candles away because it's also starting to overwhelm me when I can't fit new things in. Like, I went to China and I tried to fit things in and I really couldn't, but like, look, my new Disney ears are right there. So I've got my Hong Kong ears and now my Shanghai ears, and I need to keep that collection going. So I've got 4 more parks to get to, hopefully in my lifetime, because it needs to happen. So I'm going to actually figure out how many books I have on my TBR, because like, yes, Goodreads is accurate and it's like 560 something, but like, I would like to physically count all of these as well. So this is going to be a multiple part video because I'm not doing this all in one day. It is actually 4:30 in the afternoon that I've finally gotten up and I've decided to start doing some shit. So I'm going to start with contemporary. So we're going to bring in all the contemporary books into here that I have not read, and we will go through them. It was going to take a lot longer for me than it is for you to watch this video, because I will take them all and then I will clean and then I'm going to rearrange. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a soft unhaul pile on my desk, which is also probably not a good decision either, but I just need to free up some space. So I'm going to make a pile of like 50 to 100 books. I can only do 2 stacks, so it's probably going to be closer to 50, but it's going to be mostly like YA books that I haven't really had the time to read, or I've tried to read, that are just overwhelming me. So I'm going to make some stacks there, and then it's kind of like, I don't want to say if I don't read these books in a year I'm getting rid of them, because I only read like 30 books in a year and I don't want to only read those. But I just need to reshape, give myself some room, and even though that's going to clutter, it's fine, because we're going to use that as a way for me to like look at them constantly when I'm on my computer and be like, read some of these books. And I will try to maybe like pick one a month, and then if I'm reading it and I'm not feeling it, DNF it, because I don't DNF. I've struggled for so long to ever actually DNF anything, so we are going to try. So it's kind of like all these books I will probably give like 100 pages, and if I'm liking it, I'll keep reading it. But if I'm like, nah, I'm bored, I don't feel like it, it's going into the actual unhaul pile, and then eventually I will film an unhaul, because the unhaul books are under my desk. There is a lot of books in my space. I know that I own over 1,000. There is many books in my house. But let's get into this. I will be back probably in like 2 hours to actually start showing you the book. Okay, I don't really know how many I should do, and I'm definitely not doing a count as I do this, like, you know, writing the numbers, because it would just take too long. So we're just gonna go through it. This video is gonna be so long. If anyone gets to the end of this video, out of the last 10 or so books that I mention, pick one. And I know you could skip to the end and still do this. It would be fun. But we're going to start going through it, because like, I've cleaned the 2 top shelves. I've taken the books off the next shelf. But I realized I got to start putting things back on just to make room. Also, not going to say a single thing about these books except if I'm going to add it to the pile of babies, because I'm just not sure. And let me know if any of these books are fucking shit. and then I might not read them because I need some help somewhere. So my YA hardcovers are first. So I've got They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli, If I'm Being Honest by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broker, The Summer Days and Summer Nights Anthology Thingamajiggy by a bunch of authors, Broken Things by Lauren Oliver, Dumpling by Julie Murphy, The Brightsiders by Jem Wild, Ride by E.B. Zaboy, and then instantly I just forgot to do what I just said. So these three I'm gonna add to the pile of books that I probably could get rid of just because I haven't read them by this point, so they will go in the pile on my desk. Autobiography by Christina Lauren, 4 Days of You and Me by Miranda Kennelly, Dreamology by Lucy Keaton, this will go in the pile. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, probably in the pile. I realize I have read this book. I don't remember anything apparently of any of the books, and I've also got One of Us Is Next by Karen McManus. This is going in the pile. One of Us Is Lying is my most popular video. Like, my book review is my most popular video, and I just never read any of the other ones. I'm not going to pick up any of the other ones, but this is the direct sequel. But I just don't think I can be fucking bothered. I also feel like I could have unhauled that book, but I didn't because of the memories of it being my most popular video, so I don't know. Now to just paperback contemporaries. Funny Story and Happy Places by Emily Henry, Weather Girl and Business or Pleasure by Rachel Lynn Solomon, How to Love Your Neighbor by Sophie Sullivan, a bunch of Tessa Bailey book, My Killer Vacation, Too Hot to Handle, Chase Me, The All Pair Affair, and Happenstance. The Darkest Corner of the Heart by Lisnia Coney, Enchanted to Meet You by Cara Stout, What Happens in Amsterdam by Rachel Lynn Solomon. Oh my god, okay, it is 5:30 now. I've only cleaned 5 shelves and only put the books back on 3. It has taken a time, and I don't know if I'm going to get them all done. It's definitely going to get dark. This footage is going to be great. I'm going to give a washing off the line, but let's do the next stacks of unread book. Thanks for Nothing and A Grave Mistake by Stephanie Holmes, and just all these Ali Hazelwood books. They're not even in order. Deep and Not in Love, Love to Love You collection. This is not Ali Hazelwood. This is Well Traveled by Jen DeLuca. Mate, Bride, Check and Mate, Problematic Summer Romance, and I think that is everything, but also just give it for these spines. It's beautiful! I have Jane Austen books. I have these in many editions, but we'll just do these ones. Pride and Prejudice, which I did start reading and I haven't finished. Emma and Sense and Sensibility. I have books by Chelsea Curo, Face Off, Power Play, Slapshot, and Hat Trick. I have Ali K. Mulford book. She's a Keeper, Easy Tiger, Party Animal, and Crocodile Tears. Then I have Hannah Cullen books, but also I just have another Chelsea Curo book, which is booked for the holidays. Strung Along, Catching Spark, Chasing Home, and Stealing Sunshine. Married to My Grumpy Minotaur Boss. Bunch of books by Amy Award. These are hard to hold. Cock Down the Block, The Wiener Across the Way, Pussy Next Door. I'm just trying to keep them in order. It's like very hard. The Anaconda Downstairs and The Jackass in Class. And then I have a stack of liner. I've creased it. These are my Layla Pine books. I'm so sad. My Soul for a Donut. Look at that. Look at that bend. What Have I Done to This? Ace My Heart. Strokes at Midnight. Hating Dr. Fox. And Singing My Tune. Puppy Break. You have met her, but still. We are home alone for a month. We don't know how to cope. So I've become her mummy now. But you always need to have a puppy break. Oh, I did show you my 2 tattoo, didn't I? I'm sure I showed it in a different blog, but still, it is healing, it is getting better. Oh, my baby. I will have to feed her dinner soon and then do other things, but we're getting through it. I'm going to see how much procrastination is. It is actually 8:49 at night, but I did have to go do Minnie's dinner, make my dinner, take her for a walk, had like a doom scroll break, and now I'm back because I feel like I didn't get enough done before. And you know what? I could have started hours earlier, but then I was doom scrolling then as well. It is a struggle for me to get anything done, but I've done a couple more shelves. Let's have a look at these books now. You can see that tail. Look at it. It's just Terms and Conditions and a Final Offer by Lauren Asher. Just Like Magic by Sarah Hoggle. The Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Kershey. The X-Hex by Erin Sterling. Wilder and Full Measure by Rebecca Yaros. All the Feels by Olivia Day. Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. A bunch of Lynn Painter books. Happily Never After. The Love Wager. And Mr. Wrong Number. Then I've got some Amy Andrew books. The Playback Plan. Breaking the Ice. And Look What You Made Me Do. And I have some Amy Leah book. Get On You. X's and O's. And The Catch. Also I have some Elle Thorpe books. 25 Reasons to Hate Christmas and Cowboys. Talk Dirty Cowboy. Ride Dirty Cowboy, and Sexy Dirty Cowboy. Got some Evie Mitchell book, Thunder Thighs, that also has Clean Sweep in this bundle, but we're counting it as one book, and Darn It All. Got some Nicola Marsh book, Plaything and The Boy Toy, Flight by K.M. Golan, Playing Pretend by Eden Summers, Luke and Lexi by Elise Faber, Admiring Adrian by Sophie Nixes. I don't even know if I'm gonna read this one, so I'm gonna put it in the pile. Prince Charming by Rachel Hawkins, Stopover and the Takeover by T.L. Smith, Sarah Wheeler and the Pairing by Casey McQuiston, From LA to London with Love by Elizabeth Fluxy, All Downhill with You by Julie Olivia, The Island Arrangement by Eloise Tian, Out on a Limb and Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young, How to Fake It in Hollywood by Ava Wilder. I have some Alison A. Andrew books, The Winning Ticket, Chasing Horizons, and Dance With Me. Rival Darling and Grumpy Darling by Alexandra Mooney. Bunch of Elsie Silver books that I have not read yet. I can't believe I haven't, but you know. Wild Love, Flawless, and Off to the Races. Done and Dusted and Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. Okay, next stack, and you know what? We're finding more and more books on the shelves as I go down. So, like, there are all books that I'm still gonna put back because I'll read them in my own time, but the next like 3, so many are probably gonna go on that pile. My desk is gonna be so cluttered, but now I'm rearranging them so they all look beautiful and it's great. Suit Secret by T.D. Page, First Time Caller by B.K. Borison, Wallflower and Sunshine by Samantha Lee, Dream On by Angie Hockman, bunch of books by Ella Mays that I just have never read, Charlie Love and Clicks, Marriage for One, Hardest Fall, I'm reading these out of order, To Hate Adam Connor, and To Love Jason Thorne. Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. Undercover Bromance by Lisa K. Adams. Also a bunch of Abby Jamez books because I don't read anything. I swear these were in order, but now they are not. Part of Your World, Life's Too Short, Happy Ever After Playlist, Friend Zone, Just for the Summer, Say You'll Remember Me, my Eleanor Armas collection because I suck, The American Roommate Experiment, The Fiancé Dilemma, The Long Game, A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley, A Brush with Love by Maisie Edwards, Bringing Down the Duke by Evie Dunmore, Kilt Trip and Scott and Bothered by Alexandra Keeley, Sounds Like Love and a Novel Story by Ashley Posden. 9:53. I feel like I'm adamant about finishing up the contemporary section, you know, like I want to do it. I have 3 more shelves to clean. Hopefully it won't take me too long, and I'm listening to an audiobook as well. I've got like an hour and a half to go, but I'm listening at 1.5 speed, so we'll see. But I also have to start work at 7 tomorrow, so I have to go to bed early, but like we're gonna figure it out. So I still have the rare anthology from 2023 that I have not read. I got all the stories signed, I just have not read this. Filthy Sinner by Serena Ackroyd. I'm probably going to put this in the pile, and now I'm just questioning if I should put all the other freebies that I've gotten from Rare 2023 because I haven't read them yet. So Love on the Air by Ash London. Like so many Anna Huang books that are all signed. The Striker, King of Envy, they're not in order anymore I don't think, King of Sloth, Twisted Hate, Twisted Games, King of Greed, King of Pride, and Twisted Lies. I have my special editions of Tate James books that, you know, Grace got most of these for me and Sasha, and I love her for that. You're Next, Watch Your Back, and Dear Reader. This is the first one. Love at First Spite by Anna E. Collins. Always the Bridesmaid by Lindsay Kelk, and My Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella. These are going to go on the pile. The Roommate Pact by Alison Ashley. In 5 Years by Rebecca Surley. The Two Lives of Lydia Bird by Josie Silvers. The Princess Sister Swap by Jessica Gilmore. When in Rome by Sarah Adams. Vital Blindside and Blissful Hook by Hannah Cohen. Seventh Circle by Tate James. Pucking Around by Emily Rath. Make My Heart Race and Bright Lights from a Hurricane by Grace McGinty. Now we're getting down to the YA books, so there's probably going to be a lot more that I'm going to put on the pile, but it is fine. Say You Remember Me, May Katie McGarry, pile. Lobsters by Tom Ellen and Lucy Evenson, pile. A semi-definitive list of worst nightmares by Crystal Sutherland, pile. I'll Give You the Sun by Janie Nelson, pile. Anyway the Wind Blows by Rainbow Rao. Instant Karma by Marissa Meyer. Instructions for Dancing and Frankly in Love, and it's like Nicola Yoon and David Yoon, but they're married. So My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick, pile. The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I have a bunch of Alice Oseman books. I haven't read them yet, don't be mad at me, but I will eventually at some point. Loveless, I've got I Was Born for This, Radio Silence, and Solitaire. Only Mostly Devastated by Sophie Gonzalez. The Boy Most Likely To by Huntley Fitzpatrick, pile. Tonight the Streets Are Ours by Leela Sales, pile. Time Between Us by Tamara Ireland Stone. The Square Root of Summer by Harriet Redler Hapgood, pile. Juniper Lemon's Happiness Index by Julie Israel, pile. You Know Me Well by Nina LaCour and David Leviathan, pile. Never Always Sometimes by A.D. Alced, pile. And then I have these two Jodi Picoult books. So I've got A Sparkle of Light and Small Great Things. I don't know if I'm going to read these, so these will potentially be an unhaul, but they're definitely going in the pile. But I thought I'd be this person and I'm just not. Aristotle and Dante Drive into the Waters of the World by Benjamin Ali Sayans, and it's like I'm kind of thinking about unhauling the first book, and I bought this one because I was like, oh my god, there's a sequel. I don't care. Like, I didn't even really like the first book that much, so now I'm like, do I even give it a go? Do I just unhaul it? Like, I don't know. Tyler Johnson Was Here by J. Coles. Dear Martin by Nick Stone. Love, Life and the List by Casey West. This will be going on the pile. Fake It Till You Break It by Jen P. Nguyen. This will be on the pile. 10:41 at night. And I have cleaned everything. I still have to stack books back on the shelves, but I've been able to organize them to make them look more pretty. I will show you how pretty my shelves look after this, but I have officially 225 books on my TBR that are contemporaries, right? We haven't done this room. We're going to do this room later. This is Weekend's job. You will see it in this video, but Weekend's job. But let's go for the last stack of the contemporaries and the YAs and all that. Well, actually, I do have The Earl and the Pharaoh by the Countess of Carnarvon, because when I went to the Downton House, this came with the ticket. Don't know if I'm going to read it. I'm not really like I like history, but it's just, you know, I just want to read about romance, you know, so it might happen, but I'm not going to get rid of this because it is still very cool to own. Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. I'm going to put this in the pile because I still haven't read this. Dress Codes for Small Towns by Courtney Stevens. The Secret Science of Magic by Melissa Kell. I'm going to put in the pile. Summer Skin by Christy Egan. I have a couple of Jennifer E. Smith books, so This Is What Happy Looks Like and The Geography of You and Me. I'm going to put in the pile. Love, Lies and Spies and Jewels and Deception by Cindy Ansley. Again, I'm just like not a big historical fiction person, and I listened to the first one on audio and then I bought them all secondhand, so it's like I might get rid of the first one too. I don't know, but pile. So I've got All the Bright Places and Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven. I'm gonna put it in the pile. There is a movie. I never watched it, but I don't know if I'm gonna read these books. I have a bunch of Morgan Matson books and I just don't know, man. So I wanted to read them in order, which is to read Second Chance Summer first, and I just never picked up this book. But I've got Since You've Been Gone, The Unexpected Everything, and Save the Date. Elegy, or however you say this, Elegy by Jane Abbott, pile. Ink by Alice Broadway, going in the pile. Dry by Neil Schusterman and Jared Schusterman. I have the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy by Kevin Kwan, so Crazy Rich Asians, China, Rich Girlfriend, and then Rich People Problems. Windfall by Jennifer E. Smith, it's going in the pile. Something in Between by Melissa Dela Cruz, pile. Words in Deep Blue by Kath Crowley, it's going in the pile. And lastly, Call It What You Want by Bridget Kemmerer, it's going in the pile. I'm not even done yet. I still need to finish cleaning and organizing, but like I made good progress. Like, yes, there was some much procrastination and not having motivation, but you know, I'm nearly done. I've got 26 minutes on my audiobook, so I'm just going to finish that up because I want to see the end of the book, and I'm going to feel really accomplished having finished a book today, which I didn't expect to at all, but it's still very exciting. Okay. Oh, can we get some zoom? Look how beautiful my shelves look. And like, they're so clean. Like, that's my little stitch I got at Disneyland. But like, look at them. They're so clean. And like, they're all stacked nicely. Can we get down the bottom? And then you're like, ah, yuck. But there is like books that I have generally read down there, but you know. And then we go up the top again. And I know my big fan takes up a lot of space, but like, hey, it's fine. And then see, it's all beautifully stacked. And that shelf, and then, yeah, it's a bit funny down there, but no one cares about the bottom. And like, this looks beautiful, and then you're like, oh my good God. So it is basically, I just need to try like a chapter, 100 pages, to see if I want to read these books. And see, that's the little stack under there of books that I want to unhaul. It is, stressful, to say the least, but... And I was listening to an audiobook and I finished it. And this is some crap that I just like want to take off the shelves because I have too much crap. But I also don't know where to put this crap. Like, I have too much crap. It is a problem. But yeah, this is going to stress me. Like, because you see, this is the editing station and I'll be like, oh, edit. And I'll be like, doo doo doo. Like, oh my God. Oh my God, there's so many fucking books there and I can't fucking deal. But okay, this is part one we are going to get more progress done. It is after 11 p.m. and I still have to shower and like make my snacks for work tomorrow. I didn't have to do anything else because I decided already I wasn't going to read more Hunger Games. I'm having a worse reading week, but I will try to read on the weekend. But I also do need to clean those shelves. And just thinking about it, right? It took me multiple hours to do 2. I have 5 more. But normally I'm not filming every 2 seconds, you know, like normally I can clean quicker, so I knew that this process was going to take a long time. If you're still with me, thank you for watching this because I'm gonna hate myself when I have to edit it. Okay, it is part 2 of this video. I was gonna do some yesterday, but then I got really tired and I scrolled on my phone for like 3 hours. So I've actually put limits on my TikTok account so that I stopped doing that. So it is currently 1:03 p.m. So I had to go to the post office earlier. I've got the whole day, I've got the whole weekend now. Like I don't have to leave the house. I should have enough food to survive. So we're working on this. We've got 5 shelves. I don't really know what the plan is because that pile is taking over the whole desk. So where am I going to put things if I'm like, will I read them? But anyway, we're going to get started. I have decided on a new audiobook which is going to be Done It All by Evie Mitchell because it is on Spotify. It is 6.5 hours. I'm listening to it on like 1.4 or 3 because the talking's a little bit faster and I still need to concentrate. So technically, if I finish that book either today or tomorrow, I will have gotten a book off the TBR. This is where we're at. I don't think I'll get it all done today. It would be great because then I'd have a day free to do some editing for my travel channel tomorrow, but we will see. We are not pushing too much pressure on me, but I am starting earlier, which is very, very good. So let's get into it. Okay, clearly I have done these 2 because you can now see where I'm actually getting up to. You're just going to see it go boop, boop, around the room as I clean things. And I am, as I said, taking a couple of trinkets out just because there is just too much going on. It's too hard to clean. So mainly getting rid of some candles and some like things is all I'm working on. But let's start going through more TBR book. Vengeful by V. Schwab, Of Curses and Kisses by Zendaya Menon, The Blood Spell and The Traitor Prince by CJ Redwine. I don't remember anything about this DM series. Like, I think I need to give it a reread, but if I don't like the first book, again, I'm just gonna give up. Defy the Night by Bridget Kamiria, The Star Touch Queen by Rashoni Chokshi, Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, The Surface Breaks by Louise O'Neill, Fire and Stars by Audrey Coulthurst, Books by Nadine Brand, These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan, Disney Books, As Old as Time by Liz Braswell, Part of Your World also by Liz Braswell, and then Conceal Don't Feel by Jen Caltonia, The Darkest Star by Jennifer L. Armentrout, Grim Lovelies by Megan Shepherd, Raw by Cora Carmack, and It Will Be in the Pile, Circle of Shadows by Evelyn Skye. I have Bone Season books, so I have Mask Falling, Song Rising, these aren't in order, and The Mime Order. After the Forest by Kel Wood, The Falconer by Elizabeth May, Heart of Iron by Ashley Posden, The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Clune. I have Ausland and Umberland by Wendy Spinell, Blood of a Thousand Stars by Rhonda Belize. I question every decision. I actually have read a lot of books on the next 3, so I'm actually doing 3 shelves worth now, but let's get into it. Warcross by Marie Lu, going in the pile. Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu, and then Catwoman Soul Stealer by Sarah J. Maas. Didn't even realize this is a signed copy. I've had a signed copy of a Sarah J. Maas book this whole entire time. I just don't think I can be bothered reading this one though, but I have to read this because it's Sarah J. Maas. But like, this is the one that I just don't think it's going to freaking happen. So pile, and obviously Thousandth Floor and The Dazzling Heights by Catherine McGee, going in the pile. Kingsbane by Claire Legrand, The Stormcrow by Caitlin Josephson, Terry Maniscalco books, so I have Kingdom of the Wicked, Kingdom of the Cursed, and Kingdom of the Fear. The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I think I might die before I ever read this book, but also I spent a lot of money on it, so I'm keeping it, but this thing fucking weighs a ton. Dune by Carrie Corp and Laurie Langdon, it's going in the pile. Slay by Brittany Morris, pile. Frog Kisser by Garth Nix, pile. The Treachery of Beautiful Things by Ruth Francis Long, Defire by Sarah B. Larson, Journey Meadow books, Incarnate, Asunder, and Infinite. The whole trilogy I think I'm going to put in the pile because I've just never read it and I don't know if I will. Inside Out and Outside In by Maria V. Schneider, Siren Song by Mary E. Weber, League of Liars by Astrid Schulte. It is 4:31 now and you know, I'm making progress. I'm up here now. And you know, it's great. The bottom shelf from the first bookcase, read every single book. They are all old books that I read in my youth, but I'm keeping them because of the memory. But I'm over here, I've taken books from this area, so it's nice when you see that there is a lot of books on the shelf that I have read, but I know as I move this way it gets way worse, but it's fine. And I haven't really been distracted, it's just taking me this long to clean, and I did do a DoorDash break to get some Maccas. But let's keep going. I am still hopeful that I can get at least 2 done. I'd like to get a 3rd shelf done so that I've only got 2 to do tomorrow, but we'll see. Forged by Malice and Broken by Daylight by Elizabeth Helen. Side Witch and Blood Witch by Susan Dennett. Gilded and Cursed by Marissa Meyer. The Order of Masks by Alina Bell Chambers, and this is going in the pile. Sherwood by Megan Spooner. The Other Side of the Sky and Beyond the End of the World by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. Undying by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. And more books by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. Their Fractured Light and This Shattered World. You know what bookshelf we're on, okay? Before She Ignites by Jodie Meadows, and I think I'm going to put this in the pile because I've had it for so long. The Fire by Natalie C. Parker. Heart of Thorns by Brie Button, and it's going in the pile. The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd Jones, pile. The Beholder by Anna Bright, pile. Pride and Peril and Suspense and Sensibility by Carrie Bebris. Fire and Heist by Sarah Beth Durst. Rise by Ellen Goodlett. Labyrinth Lost by Zordoria Cordova, pile. Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore, and going in the pile. Okay, it's 5:15. We are working on this section. That bottom shelf I've also read everything on. Wait, that shelf. I haven't cleaned it yet though, so there is a lot more books on these shelves that I have not read. Like, I think there was one shelf with 24 books, which are in this pile. So let's do it, but I'm gonna like do these ones, finish cleaning this section, and then I like gotta take Minnie for a walk, do dinner, you know, and then I will be back to keep going because the light situation is actually not that bad, especially because of my walk-in closet light, because it just makes me look nice. But let's keep going. A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. Falling Kingdom book, Rebel Spring, Gathering Darkness, Frozen Tides, Crystal Storm, and Immortal Rain. See, she's there waiting because I said the W word. She's ready. Doesn't she look so little? Like, you know, when I, like, as I said, when I vlog, the camera feels so close to me, but like, I feel like, you know, like there's so much space, but look at her little face. She's been hanging in here all day. Like, she just doesn't leave my sight now that Mum is not here for her to hang out with. The Orphan Queen and the Mirror King by Jodie Meadows, and I'm gonna put these in the pile because, again, I've owned them for so long and I just don't know. Bright Smoke and Cold Fire and Endless Winter Starless Sky by Rosamund Hodge for the pile as well because I have not picked them up. The Chaos of Stars by Kirsten White. House of Dragons by Jessica Cluett. The Book Jumper by Methild Glacier, so I'm going to put this in the pile. Trick and Dare by Natalie Jester. I have books by Anna Banks, so I have Of Poseidon, Of Triton, and Of Neptune. Havenfall by Sarah Holland. Dane by A.G. Howard. The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. The Wicked King and the Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. Dearly Departed by Liz Habel. Elsewhere by Gabrielle Zevin. Ebony by Brodie Ashton. Boundless and Hallowed by Cynthia Hand, and these are going to go on the pile. I have read the first book, but that was so long ago that I don't remember what it's about. The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. I have all these books by Melissa Mayer. I don't even know if I'm going to read this series, but I'm not going to add it to the pile because I won't have room for this. Wicked Lovely, Ink Exchange, Fragile Eternity, Radiant Shadow, Darkest Mercy, and Fairy Tales and Nightmares. But I also have this Melissa Mayer book, Carnival of Souls, and because it is one book, this will go on the pile. We've hit the nighttime hours. It is 7:19. I have a pizza cooking in the oven, but I was trying to get a bit more done. See, we're doing the top shelves here now because I've made some space so I can bring hardcovers to spaces, so that's why I'm kind of going in a weird pattern now. But let's do the next stack. Agent of Chaos by Cami Garcia. Devil's Advocate by Jonathan Mayberry. Fire with Fire by Destiny Soria. Shadow of the Fox by Julia Kagawa. Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. Silvered Serpents and The Bronze Beast by Roshani Chokshi. Timekeeper and Chainbreaker by Tara Sim. Ink, Iron and Glass by Gwendolyn Clare. I'm going to put it in the pile just because it has taken me so long to read it and it might push me to finally pick this book up. Woven in Moonlight by Isabel Abbeyleec. I'm going to put this in the pile. The Bone Witch and the Heart Forager by Rin Geppetto. Into the Crooked Palace and City of Spells by Alexander Christo. Going to put these in the pile. The Guinevere Deception by Kirsten White. Mysteries of Thorn Manor by Margaret Rogerson. Freaks by Amanda Hocking. Sky in the Deep by Adriana Young. Going to put in the pile. The Marked Girl by Lindsay Klingle. The Love That Split the World by Emily Henry. A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Calavaro. My Imaginary Mary by Cynthia Ham, Brodie Ashton and Jodie Meadows. And I lied, I did have a couple of books on that bottom shelf. So I do have, Game Board of the Gods and The Immortal Crown by Rochelle Mead. These mass market paperbacks are just like so little, it's hilarious. Midnight Jewel and The Emerald Sea, also by Rochelle Mead. I'm putting these in the pile because it's been so long now and it's like, I don't even care about this story anymore. I did read The Glittering Court like a million years ago, so I'll give them a go, but if I don't like it, I'm just gonna unhaul the whole series. Like, I actively think I'm slowly going insane. This is the longest it's ever taken me to do fucking anything. It is 10:21. I took a longer break than I expected to, but I watched like 2 episodes of TV, I ate dinner, I relaxed. But so I've got books back on top here, but then I'm going to add more books to that bit. And then I've been like working my way through here. But my Sarah J Maas shelf's already clean because, you know, I've read every fucking book by her except for that Catwoman one. And the next shelf wasn't too bad. Like, it's nice when I have read a lot. Like, I'm talking about like these 5 here. Like, they're all books that I've read sitting on the shelves. I'm still working on it. I have 11 shelves I haven't touched yet. Going insane, but let's... and I will have to vacuum and it's dusty in here. Let's go through the next stack though. Excited. Sandra Clare books, because you know I've never finished anything in my goddamn life. There's a lot here, so I can't be bothered actually doing anything here. Chain of Gold, Chain of Iron, Chain of Thorns, Better and Black. I mean, that's the newest one, so I don't feel as bad. Secrets of Blackthorn Hall, which I did find on Marketplace, which I'm very excited about. And then I have the Red Scrolls of Magic and the Lost Book of the White. That is a hefty pile, and you know I started doing a reread and then I gave up after the first day of only reading 20 pages like 3 months ago. So I'm not going to read the new series until I finish every book of hers and finish the reread, but it's just, I'm not feeling it right now. I struggle with everything. But Ringer by Lauren Oliver, and I'm going to put this in the pile because I read the first one so long ago. Don't know if I will finish it, but it is the cool series where it's like, this is one POV, this is another. So it's technically like 2 books in one, and like the writing is both. Wait, I don't know why I'm explaining, but yeah, it's going in the pile. I have books by Alexandra Bracken, Through the Dark, Never Fade, In the Afterlife, and The Darkest Legacy. Red Nation by Justina Ireland going in the pile. The Love Interest by Cale Dietrich. Faster in the Night by Sarah Porter. Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. 1,000 Nights by E.K. Johnston. Oh! When Dreams Descend and When Night Breaks by Janelle Angelis. The Beautiful by Renee Ardier. Actually, I should just add this too, but I have The Vow of Eternal Night by Lily Krosner. This is my newest purchase. Progress. Maybe I'm gonna stop soon. I'm pretty much going to fix up these 3 shelves. But I just finished with my Shadowhunters one, so that one is done. And also, I finished Darn It All. I listened to the whole book today. So that was a 6.5 hour audiobook, but I was listening at 1.4 speed. So it actually took me like 4.5 hours, but like, I feel so nice getting a book finished, and you know what that means? My contemporaries yesterday were 225 and now it's 224 because I finished a whole book in a day and I feel very accomplished. The number is still going to be totally atrocious, but still. And I was all like, oh, maybe I can keep going on this bandwagon and like pick a different contemporary that I own on Spotify and listen to it and try and finish another book, but then I realized I only had 1 hour left, so I'm actually going to start listening to Project Hail Mary because I saw the movie at the cinema last week, loved it, obsessed with it, on Spotify. It's only available in a different language. And then I had an email from Audible being like, get our classic membership for $6.50 a month for the first 3 months, and I was like, yes. So I got that, paid for the first month, and I got Project Hail Mary, so I will start that tomorrow. And it is a 16-hour audiobook, and I'm going to listen to it at 1.35 speed because of the accent, and I just really want to experience the like rockiness of it all. So the 16-hour audiobook turns into 12 hours, so probably won't get it done while I'm cleaning, but I'll get a really good head start, which is exciting. But we're here for books. I'm making this video so long by chatting to you. It's very hard for me just to mention a book and not say anything. Like, This has been like a mission. Again, I'm not excited about future me having to edit this, but let's go through more of the books on my TBR. So I'm not taking these out of the box, but I have the State of Grace series. There is 5 books in this, and I actually think I did add them as 5 books on Goodreads because these bind-ups don't exist, but I have 2 bind-ups, 5 books here. I don't know the names of the books, it doesn't say, it just says State of Grace. It's hefty. This thing weighs 4 kilos. Spark the Flames by Ivy Asher. Drown the Sea by Alicia Kemp. Power of Blood by May Pierce. And I don't know if I had to add this as 2 separate books on Goodreads either, but there is 2 books in this volume. It's pretty. Once the Skies Fade by Vanessa Ration. Feral Bonds and Savage Bonds by Evie Mitchell. Books by Leah Stone. So I have The Last Dragon King, Mated Girl, and Alpha Girl. I have books by Tracy Wolf. So I have Cherish, Charm, Court. That's not in order, but these are the last 3 I have to read in the series. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. I have books by Helen Sharura. Thorns and Fire, Iron and Embers, and Silver and Smoke. The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. King of Scars by Lee Bardugo. So we are officially on day 3 of cleaning my bookshelves, showing my whole entire TBR. Feel like I'm dying. So it is 1:15 because I had to like wash my hair and do a couple of things this morning, and I have a lot of stuff to do after this, so we need this to like happen quickly. So what we're looking at is the bottom 2 there, the bottom 2 there, and that whole shelf. So we're getting through. It's fine. Normally I would say this takes me about a weekend, so like an extra day isn't really that bad, but I just feel like this is all I've been doing. Like, I've finished 2 books in the process of doing this. I am going to start Project Hail Mary. I'm excited. I already talked about this yesterday, but still, I'm excited to start it and read the book, and then I want to watch the movie again, but it won't be at the cinema anymore. There's actually 2 other movies I want to see at the cinema this month, which is Michael and Devil Wears Prada 2. So like, I'm all about the cinema this month. But I'm gonna do some more cleaning and I'll get a pile of books ready for you to see very soon. My god, like these 2 shelves down here, I have read like some, like the bottom shelf's really bad, but they were dusty, man. I've got like piles of dust particles and I'm like, I need to do this more often, but now I'm like, it's all over me. I shouldn't have worn all black. It's fine. I am going to vacuum after this too because I am not dealing with all this crap everywhere, but let's do some more books. So I have a lot of Rick Riordan boxes. They were dusty on the top, but I think the books are okay inside. So I have read Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I've got The Sea of Monsters, The Titan's Curse, The Battle of the Labyrinth, and The Last Olympian. I have never read these except the first one. I am very slow to the game and I only read 1, and then that was like 5 years ago. So I'll do it eventually. And I also got this box set, and this was back when I loved spending money on books. I still do, but I have been very good. I don't feel like buying books at the moment, and I've been really good this year. I've only bought like 6 books. So I have The Lost Hero, The Son of Neptune, The Mark of Athena, The House of Hades, and The Blood of Olympus. And I think this was actually like reasonably priced for a box of hardbacks. I think it cost me like 100, which is like really good. And I just randomly have Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, and I think I got this in like an op shop. Like I remember getting this for really, really cheap. Then we have Susan Collin books, Catching Fire and Mockingjay. I have started reading Hunger Games. This is what I'm currently reading because, you know, we got a new movie coming out at the end of the year and I've never read these books and I feel very slack, so it's happening. The Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes and Sunrise on the Reaping, and this kills me. We just have to talk about this. Why? Like, it's the same company, but why did you do this? The other 4 match. I don't get it. I have some Amanda Hocking book, The Lost City, The Morning Flower, and The Ever After. 5 Survive and the Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. Curse of Salt and Sea of Wolves by Sarah Street. Between the Blade and the Heart by Amanda Hocking, and it's going in the pile. Who's Afraid by Maria Lewis. Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Dark Rise by C.S. Pacat, and I'm putting this one in the pile because, you know, I haven't read it yet. I don't know if I will. 2 more shelves down, another massive pile. All the books. So I have some Jennifer L. Armentrout books, Storm and Fury, Rage and Ruin, and Grace and Glory. Like what? Every Lynette Nonny book she's ever written that I've just never read. Whisper, Weapon, Prison Healer, Gilded Cage, The Blood Trader, Caldorus, Raelia, Dracora, Greyvale, We Three Heroes, and Vardasia. That's a lot. Like, am I gonna read these? I don't know. Lady Smoke and Ember Queen by Lauren Sebastian. Valentine, Ironheart, and Misrule. Books by Julie Kagagawa, Rogue, Soldier, Legion, Inferno. See, I just keep buying the sequels as they came out and I never read them. I don't do that anymore. Like, I'm much better with actually trying to like read a book before I give it a go. The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman, but I just don't think I have any interest in actually reading this, so I'm going to put it in the pile. It is 3:20. Obviously, these two shelves have had stuff come off and I'm going to go through these books. I've done about 2 hours of Project Hail Mary and I'm really enjoying it. It is very good. It is very similar to the movie and the audiobook is great. So many people said the audiobook was good, but like, is really good. I'm really enjoying it. But let's go on for more books. Open reading books! I have so many. And yes, I have collected a nearly 10 book series. Like, I have one more book in this series to buy. And I've only read the first one, but like, they're all signed and I picked them up at all the events. So they're out of order, so I'll go from the bottom. So A Soul to Heal, A Soul to Touch, A Soul to Guide, A Soul to Revive, A Soul to Steal, A Soul to Protect, A Soul to Embrace, and To Trap a Soul. This is a prequel spin-off duology, so I will have that one eventually in another book signing, and I also have special editions of all these books, but they only count once because I only have to read one of them. So yeah. Okay, I've got Jennifer L. Armentrout book, From Blood and Ash, A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, The Crown of Gilded Bones, and A Shadow in the Ember. I think I have this in the wrong order. I think that's part of that one, and this is the prequel. Like, there's so many books in this world and I don't even know what book comes first. To be honest, I'm very confused. I have my little minis. The Huntress by Beck McMaster, The Maiden by Evie Mitchell, and The Queen by Lana Perkacek. I haven't read them yet, but they're just so cute. More books by Sarah A. Parker, To Bleed a Crystal Bloom, Snap a Silver Stem, and To Flame a Wild Flower. Grave Mistakes by Ivy Asher and Raven Kennedy, Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Rowick, A Touch of Malice and A Touch of Ruin by Scarlett St. Clair. This whole series, it's a pattern, right? Like, this is probably the most recent one where I've bought all the books in the series. Gild, Glint, Gleam, Glow, and Gold. Okay, we have done one more shelf because, oh, I have a baby on me. Where are you? There you are. What are you doing? What are you doing? She's like very silky today. I think she's sick of me being in this damn room, damn cleaning. And it's cold, so I had to put a little jumpy on. But most of the books on that shelf I have not read, and the next shelf's the same story, and then I'm not 100% sure, but I think the bottom two shelves there will be more things to pull for the pile. Because I do have like another pile that I have to fit on somewhere, because I was able to straighten that shelf and that shelf. So there are 2 shelves now, or 3 shelves now not stacked. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna work out. I gotta talk about the books now, okay? So I have a bunch of A.K. Mulford books. Actually, I have read one of these. What am I doing? The Rogue Crown, The Evergreen Heir, The Amethyst Kingdom. I have read The High Mountain Court. That's not meant to be in here. The Witch's Blade, Elemental Gods, and The Legacy of Witches. Pestilence and Bewitched by Lauren Thalassis. I Caught This Cruel and Lovely by Stacia Stark. I Deal with the Elf King by Elise Cover. Some Beck McMaster books, Seduced by Darkness, Promise of Darkness, Curse of Darkness, and Crown of Darkness. Bind Me by Mila Young. The Bone Whisperer Chronicles by Rachel Renner. Whispers of the Deep by Emma Hamm. Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. Now on the shelf, did you know there was 27 books that I have not read on that bookshelf? It is starting to look quite nice, so 2 more to do. It's 4 o'clock. Once I get this done, I'll have 2 things knocked off my list of like about 12 things I wanted to get done. Let's talk about more books. Towards the Stars and From the Sun by K.M. Parr. Music of the Night by Angela J. Ford. Cursed and Entangled by Mila Young. Angels Fall by Jessica Mason. Rise of Witches and Fall of Witches by M.L. Jewell. The Saltwater Curse by Avena St. Graves. A Deal for a Kiss by Willow Winters. Hooked by Emily McIntyre. The Never King by Nikki St. Crow. A Beauty Among Beasts by Melanie Gabriel. Some books by L.J. Lancaster. The Lord of Stariel. The Prince of Secrets. The Court of Mortals, The King of Fairy, and A Rake of His Own. Wolf by Rebecca Zanetti, and this was a free one from Rare, so I'm going to put it in the pile because, you know, I haven't read it yet. Hadn't even heard of the book when I picked it up. Scission of the Sun by Nicola Marsh. A Curse of Fate by Jamie Eve. Storm Princess by J.V. Eve and Everly Frost. The Fairy's Fate by Gemma Black. Control My Night by Sarah L. Richhelm. The books by Demi Clarissa. These Shadows Become Her. The Rose and Her Warrior, and These Memories That Bind Her. Living with Vampires by Belinda Taupin. We're getting there. Did another shelf. There were so many books stacked on that shelf. My god, but let's go through it. Marie Antoinette, Serial Killer by Katie Ann Lander. It's going in the pile. I keep going on haul this and then I don't, so I'll give it a go. But Daughter of the Burning City and Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. Some Kirsten White books. And I Darken, Now I Rise. Oh, Bright We Burn. I think that's the order. Some books by Deanna Raybourn. A Curious Beginning, A Perilous Undertaking, and A Treacherous Curse. This Mortal Coil by Emily Suvada and Invictus by Ryan Grodling. I'm just not the biggest sci-fi girly anymore, so both of these are going to go in the pile. The Queen's Rising and The Queen's Resistance by Rebecca Ross. I have like the whole entire For School of Good and Evil series, and I don't know. Like, and why did I keep buying them? And most of them I got by op shops, but still. So these are by Saman Jahani. One True King, Quest for Glory, A Crystal of Time, A World Without Princes, and The Last Ever After. Invasion of the Tearling and The Fate of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. I'm gonna put these in the pile because, you know, it's been years. I got more Julia Kagawa books. The Iron King, Iron Daughter, Iron Queen, and the Iron Knight. And then Kendall Blake books, 5 Dark Fates, 2 Dark Reigns, and what that is. That For Darkness, Shows the Stars by Deanna Peter Frund. 438. I am on the last pile. The last shelf is empty, but obviously I still got to put everything back on. But like the end is actively near. I feel like I can like exist again soon. Like my life has only been cleaning shelves for the past 3 days with the day in between that I work. Magonia and Airy by Maria Davina Headley. I'm going to put these in the pile because, again, I've owned these for ages and I've just never read them. These Rebel Waves by Sarah Rush. I have books by Lauren Oliver, Delirium, Pandemonium, and Requiem. Some books by Rachel Kane, Ashen Quill, and Paper and Fire. All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jane Anders. The Rain by Virginia Bergen. Showstopper by Haley Barker. Some books by Rebecca Maisel, Infinite Days, Stolen Nights, and Eternal Dawn. Wolf by Wolf and Blood for Blood by Ryan Gording. All Rights Reserved by Gregory Scott Catullus. The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, and I am going to put this in the pile because I just really don't think this is up my alley. I have some books by Amy Plum, Die For Me, Until I Die, and If I Should Die. Some books by Amy Ewing, The Jewel, The White Rose, and The Black Key. Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess. And last but not least, The Smoke Thieves by Sally Green, which I am going to put in the pile because I've had this for so long. Oh, I did it! Look at it! It's beautiful! It doesn't look any different. I've taken like 48 books off the shelves, right? Like maybe more. I might have taken like 50 because there is like a couple in my unpulled pile. That'll be a later video though. I have a whole pile. So I've got another 48 books for the like basically try a chapter. So what I'm planning on doing is I want to give each book 20% so that, like, you know, if it's a 300 page book, I don't really want to have to read 100 pages of a 300 page book if I'm not going to like it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but it's like, you know, 20% of every book is how I'm going to figure it out. And then if I'm liking it, I'll keep reading. But also if I start to get to halfway and I still don't like it, I'll give up. Maybe. I don't know. I struggle. But let's talk numbers because this is why we are here. So we already knew that the contemporaries were 225, but they are 224 now. The fantasy, and I know that there's sci-fi and other like genres put in there, but the fantasy came up to 352, so the grand total is 572. That is disgusting. It goes to show how many books I have bought in my life, but I mean, I bought like over 100 books last year at book signings throughout the year because I went to like 4 different things. But it is disgusting. So, as I said, I have 88 books in the pile to try, and it's not like that's going to be a quick fix or anything because I reorganized, and all I've managed to do is put this little bit of space there, and I straightened out some of the bookshelves. So, yeah, as I said, that one, the 2 here are still stacked. So, technically, it's only those 2, and it's hard to show, but the one down here, they're the only ones stacked now, and there isn't lots of extra books chilling on the top and stuff, but it's like, it's crazy. And I will have 2 special editions coming for the Opal Ream books, so I'm getting the matching special editions for the prequel series. So technically my TBR is only going up by 1, but I'm still going to want to buy the paperback for the 10th book, but I can't believe it. But the interesting thing is on Goodreads, it says that I have 552 books. So there is 24 books unaccounted for. But I do know that, like, you know, the Bride Box books aren't on Goodreads. A.K. Mulford's collections of short stories aren't on Goodreads. So that's like 5 books. So there's still 19 that aren't actually on my Goodreads apparently. It would be pretty funny if I did show some books that I have already read and I just forgot. But we're basically going with it. So that is the whole video. That took me so incredibly long. And it is 4:57. So I still need to make a TikTok, take my dog for a walk, vacuum the whole house, sweep the whole house. I will have some hours to relax in a bit, but I'm going to be definitely cooking my dinner quite late. I also got to empty all the bins. I don't like adulting, it's very disgusting. But anyway, if you did make it to the end, I appreciate you, and also you can just be a part of my shame. I'm probably never going to do this again because this killed me. Unless, like, the TBR gets drastically worse or drastically better, this isn't happening again. But also, if there's any books that you would really like me to read, maybe tell me. I probably won't read them straight away, but it would be good to know where I should kind of go. Because at this point, it's like, where do you even start? Like, what do you even read? I'm, like, completely stressed. And again, as I said, any books that you just think I should add to that pile that I haven't already, that you're like, oh my god, that book is abysmal, tell me that as well. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!